stat, kind of segueing into the draft, that in the playoff era, the last 4 years, Ohio State's had 31 guys drafted, and the next two best teams in the Big Ten had 19 and 12. So Ohio State alone had as many as the next two teams in the Big Ten combined drafted in the last 4 or 5 years.
Your comment about the NFL draft and having as many NFL draft selections from Ohio State as the next two teams in the Big Ten over the course of however many years, the last few years, is the quality of those selections is also not even close. We would also measure not just the quantity, but the quality of selections, first rounders, high seconds, etc. You've given me two great video topics here. Rankings difference. Who is ranked where in the preseason poll over the last 10 years versus where have they finished, and what schools have had the biggest disparity? And I think you gave me two good schools to start with, in Notre Dame and Michigan. And then the other one, NFL draft selections.
Yeah, I think in the last 10 years, USC has probably be up there since Pete Carroll left. It's been perennially top 10 every year and not even ranked probably at the end of most of these years. And then, I mean, I'm just calling it the way I see it. I mean, Notre Dame, obviously made the playoff this past year. Don't recall where they were in the preseason, although I know that there was a lot of hype for their game with Michigan early in the season. Just to hit the draft real quick, I know it's coming up tomorrow. Fully expect Bosa to go in the top 2 picks. Haskins, to my way of thinking, would be great to go to the New York Giants at number 6. But the Bengals or the Miami Dolphins would also be good spots for him to land. And, here's a statistic. All time, USC has 81 first-round picks, and Ohio State has 79. Mel Kiper does not have anybody from USC projected in the first round. In one of his projections, he snuck either Campbell or McLaurin into the first round. So if they get Bosa, they get Haskins, and either Campbell or McLaurin or Draymond Jones, who it only takes one team to like one of those 3 guys late in the first round, and USC gets shut out in the first round, Ohio State takes the all-time lead, or they're worse going to tie it if USC doesn't get one, because Bosa and Haskins are guaranteed first-round picks. They're at least going to tie it. If they get a third one and USC goes over, Ohio State takes the all-time lead. And one more stat to throw out there, Haskins will be the first Big Ten quarterback to go in the first round since Kerry Collins from Penn State in 1996.
I know, it's crazy.
And the funny thing is, I can remember where I was. My cousin, I think she got married that day in Yorksville, Ohio. And I was at her wedding reception, and we were watching the draft in the bar at the wedding reception. I remember this because Ricky Dudley, who was a tight end from Ohio State, went in the top 10 or 15 picks of the NFL draft, and no one had been – he went ahead of Eddie George.
Tampa Bay.
I believe. Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. But at any rate, Kerry Collins, the last Big Ten quarterback, taken the first round, although Drew Brees and, of course, the guy at New England – have had amazing NFL careers, and Russell Wilson technically is a Big Ten guy from Wisconsin. But
there may be 3 Hall of Famers right there from the Big Ten that didn't get into the first round.
That's our draft talk. Those are our storylines going into tomorrow in the draft.
Oh, it's good stuff. Good stuff. Steve Hellwagon from Bucknuts. Join him right there at 247 Sports, the best in Ohio State football coverage. Steve, we appreciate you stopping by. We'll be locked in for the draft, and hopefully we can catch up with you next week.
All right, Mark. Take care.
Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it.